Good evening, everybody. This is another edition of the Insider's Room Talking Baseball. I'm here with Right Cape, and we're going to be breaking down and looking at the American League Central for you tonight. So I know it's college basketball tournament time, so we'll get right to this and bust this out so you guys can get back to watching your games. All right, Right Cape, American League Central. This is probably my favorite division to follow and to watch. So let's get right to it. Let's look at how they finished last year. I mean, this is a pretty competitive race last year. If you look at the top three teams, they were separated by a game. Um, Minnesota finished at 36 and 24, took the division. You have Cleveland and Chicago finished with the same record at 35-25. Kansas City 26 and 34, and then my favorite, the Detroit Tigers, bringing up the rear at 23 and 35. So, taking that into account, and we're looking to see what Pacoda projects for this year's wins. You got the Twins at 91 wins, Cleveland at 86. I don't get this one with the White Sox with only 83 wins. Kansas City, they project this 27, and somehow the Detroit Tigers, they think will get 67 wins this year. I don't see that either. But what are any thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on any of those things?
Well, I think Vegas does not agree with Percoda.
Yeah.
We'll start with that. They have the Twins as a favorite for this division. There are 89 and a half wins in Vegas. Is over under for total wins. Uh, they did well last year. Not as good as they were expected to do as the year before. Early playoff exit. Uh, they did some stuff. They added Antrell Simmons, Nelson Cruz, Alex Colomb. They didn't do much to help their starting pitching. They signed AJ Happ to a 1 year deal. I don't know that he's the answer in any rotation, but they do have Johan Duran, who is their number one pitching prospect, and I like him. I expect him to do well if he gets a chance to play, which I think he will. He'll come up this year. But yeah, their pitching's a problem. They have a weak bullpen. They're young, inexperienced, and staying healthy is a big problem for the Twins too. Josh Donaldson and Byron Buxton are two big players for them team, and they couldn't stay healthy last year, and they really have no depth on the bench. So I don't know how well they're going to do this year.
Yeah, my thing. Yeah, they excited Column A as their closer, and they took him from the White Sox and kind of weakened them a bit, and they did re-sign Cruz. I was kind of hoping the White Sox would sign Cruz, for their DH spot, a little bit like addition by subtraction to take him off Minnesota. Yeah, they'll be good. Yeah, but as you're saying, Donaldson's suffered some injuries. I think it's gonna be. I think they're gonna fight Chicago for. They're gonna be around to fight Chicago for the top of that division. I don't know if they have enough to overtake Chicago, but yeah, I don't. I probably would have liked, if I was a fan of them, I'd probably like to have seen them do a little bit more in the off season to shore up some things. But I think they'll be decent. But I think it'd be kind of the same position they were last year.
Yeah, trying to get into playoffs. But I don't know. Yeah, the offense should be good, but it's a defense. They might be a good overs team to bet.
Exactly. All right, let's take a quick look here at the Indians. I mean, they lost Lindor. But their pitching, it's always for Cleveland. It always seems to be about their pitching, and their pitching looks solid again. Again, it'd be can they score enough runs to help out that pitching staff? What are your thoughts on the Indians?
Yeah, I think Francisco Lindor and Carlos Carrasco is a huge loss. They are known for their pitching, but the bullpen does need some help. Brad Hand's gone, and they really have no outfield, no power bats in the outfield. I don't see them being as good as they've been in recent years. They should be rebuilding soon.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing though when you rely on pitching, and as good as their pitchers have been, if one or two of them or two of them have an off year, then they're kind of screwed because, as you said, they have really no power in the outfield. Lindor was a big bat for them. Yeah, so if they're not winning, 3-1, 3-2 games, yeah, they're going to struggle, and then the pitchers will look good, but the record will start looking like the bottom two teams in this league.
I think that's where it'll be.
They will finish above the Tigers. I can tell you that much.
I don't know. I have some faith in the Tigers.
Yeah. All right, this is my team, Chicago White Sox. I mean, this offense is just loaded. Pitching staff, they picked up Lance Lynn from Texas. And he'll probably be the number 2 starter. That moves Keuchel down to 3. If they would have had a number 3 starter last year, they probably would have went farther in the playoffs. They got rid of their manager, which at first I thought was a great thing because I thought they were going to get AJ Hinch, and then the old man running the organization wanted to bring in his old buddy Tony La Russa, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out. So far, the word out of Chicago is the young players are taking to him, and things could be okay. But we'll see the next time Tim Anderson flips his bat and see what La Russa does. I love their bullpen. They went out and picked up Liam Hendricks from the A's. Aaron Bummer, left-hander out of the pen, throws 100 plus. And I think this could be a key is Michael Kopak. He's coming up. He was like one of their wonder kids in the pitching staff. He was projected to be a starter. He sat out last year. He's got some mental health issues, or he had that in the minors. So he sat out last year. But they're gonna instead of being a starter, they're gonna put him in the pen. So now you got a right-hander, left-hander coming out of the pen, throwing 100 as your setup guys, and you got Hendricks. This lineup is potent. This lineup is going to be fun to watch. So I'm all in on the White Sox this year to win this division, and I will probably play them to win the World Series, but that's for another show. What are your thoughts on the White Sox?
Yeah, I love them just like you do. I loved them last year. They were blowing teams out. They look good. The longer the season went on, the better they were. Tony La Russa's back. Adam Eaton's back. I mean, the bullpen's good. With the addition of Lance Lynn, like you said, to Keuchel, Giolito, and Cease, I mean, they got a good starting rotation, and that offense is going to hit. They've hit home runs. They get on base. They drive people home. I like this team.
Yeah, the only question mark I have is right now is, I mean, they got a lot of. Well, there's kind of 2 right now. Is a Grandel. He's got a sore knee right now. He's got a bum knee, and how many games he's going to be able to catch. And if you can't catch a ton of games, then that might solve the other problem I have with them is they don't really have a DH. They didn't go out and get a DH. They're going to try. I think they're going to go with Vaughn, the guy they drafted a couple of years ago, or Zach Collins. So that's one kind of question mark I have. And the other one is they need to tell Eloy, you stay over there by the line and catch anything that comes down the line and let Louis Robert control 2/3 of the outfield because he's going to get somebody hurt if not himself. And I mean, he's not a great fielder. I mean, just the other day he ran into Robert like in left center, and yeah, he's not a good fielder. They're letting him try to be a good fielder, but like Steve Stone was saying, just tell him, you stay over there, stop people from getting doubles, save us some doubles, let Robert control everything else, and we'll be fine. But have you seen him play the outfield? I mean, he got caught up in the outfield netting in one game last year.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that, but
yeah, he got caught up in the outfield netting. And I think he twisted his ankle or something trying to get out. Yeah, he's a great player, but he's not a great fielder. I think
his defense isn't on point.
No, and luckily that they got a center fielder that can cover 2/3 of the outfield. So, all right, well, now here comes the fun part of this, or not the fun part of this division, depending how you look at it. Kansas City. I mean, I like Whit Merrifield. He's good. Jorge Solar. He'll probably hit 40 home runs this year. A couple good pitchers there, and Brad Keller, Brady Singer. Greg Holland's a pretty decent closer coming out of the pen. But I mean, Michael Taylor. I know he played for the Nationals, but I mean, and I was a Nationals fan. I'm also a Nationals fan, but yeah, I mean, he plays the outfield well, but he just doesn't do much, and he runs fast, but I'm not sure what else he does great. So they got some guys in that lineup, and they got some pitching, but when you look at the rest of the teams in this lineup, I just don't think they have enough to do anything.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They made some moves. I like the Benintendi addition as well. Michael Taylor, I guess, has some potential. He's still young, so he could be developed a little more. They also have money to do stuff if they're in it come trade deadline. They could possibly make some moves. They had a Carlos Santana as a DH.
Yeah.
He's used to playing in that ballpark. He's been in the division for a while, so that should help them. I like them. Their over-under is at 73.5, and I feel like they're a 500 team. I think the Royals are going to be decent. They're going to give teams a fit.
You just seem to like everybody in this division.
I do. I think it's a good division.
I think it's all right. I think it's hot top heavy, and now from the state of Michigan, the Detroit Tigers. Look at that lineup. Outside of Miguel Cabrera, even though I spelled it wrong. Is there who else? Who are these guys? I mean, their pitching staff. Their pitching staff is young and could be something. I mean, Kerry Miser's a number 1 draft pick a couple of years ago, and he's supposed to be good. Matthew Boyd was good, and I think he got hurt, and he's trying to come back. I mean, the bullpen doesn't matter. You don't need a good bullpen when you never have a lead. But go ahead, right, Kate? I'm not.
It's funny seeing Miggy on that list because he's been on that team for so long, and he had a couple good years on that team, and then all of a sudden they just stunk.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. Back they had him and Victor Martinez, and they had some other guys that could hit the ball, and yeah, they made that one World Series. I don't know. I was still in Thailand, so that was middle 2000s.
Yeah, that was Verlander, Scherzer.
Yeah, and they lost to Houston. But yeah, so come on, I'm not on the ledge because I'm not a big fan of as people that anybody that's watched any of the shows I ever do. They know I'm not a huge fan of anything Detroit, so I'm not on the ledge for you to talk me off of it. But Is there any? If you are a Detroit fan out there, is there any bright spot for this team?
I mean, just the decency of how the prospects played last year. I think the fact that it's a longer season makes Detroit worse.
Yeah, that's
I mean, my Screwball, Paradis, Cameron. I like Candelario. I like Willie Castro. Maybe AJ Hinch can get something out of him. I don't know. I don't know how good he was in Houston after the garbage can scandal. But
yeah.
I mean, I expect them to be competitive most of the time, but not good enough to win a lot of games. That makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing going for the Detroit's AJ Hinch. I mean, the trash cans aside, but no, yeah. I mean, I was. What's that? I just heard some. I can't remember. Is it Chris Maben? Maben. This is his last name. He's played for a few different teams. I heard him on the Detroit radio station today, and he was talking about how AJ Hinch was probably the smartest baseball mind he's ever played for.
So I mean, if he really is, maybe he can get something out of
Yeah.
these guys.
But there's a little bit different when you have uh, Carlos Correa, Jose Tuve, Bregman,
Yeah.
Springer.
But I mean, that was a young team too when he went there.
Yeah, a
I mean,
young
you got
team
to
with
remember
talent.
how bad Houston was before
Yeah,
Houston was Houston.
yeah. Oh no, I know how bad they were, but yeah, but again, but they were a young team with talent. I don't see a lot of talent on this Tigers team. So
I
I mean,
don't
look,
know. I don't think they're going to be great good, but I
and
think they're going to be competitive.
when I look at that lineup, I think their best player is about 40 years old now.
Yeah, they don't have much hitting. Yeah, Carlos Santana is certainly their best batter.
No,
What about
I
what
was still
about
thinking
Crone?
Miggy. I was still thinking Miggy. I don't know how he's
Yeah,
got to be close to 40.
that's horrible.
But,
Yeah, he won a World Series with the Miami Marlins. And
well,
back then they were the Florida Marlins.
yeah. Well, he won the Triple Crown with Detroit
Yeah.
when they were good. He won the Triple Crown one year.
Yeah,
But
he's been
yeah,
in the league for a long time.
yeah. So if you're gonna pick one team to come out of this division, win this division, who's gonna be?
I think it's going to be the White Sox. I think the White Sox get to the AL championship.
Okay.
I like this team. I think if they need to make moves at the trade deadline, they'll do what they need to do. But I think they're ready to go.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. And I think, yeah, obviously Reinsdorf thinks he he needs to win it, or he wants to win it this year or next year. I mean, he's not getting any younger, and I think he will spend money to bring in what they need if they need something. And I think that is the reason why he brought in LaRussa also. Bring his buddy, say, here you go, give you a year or two, and I'll give you what you need, and let's win this, and then we'll go out together. So as long as LaRussa comes in and basically sits down and doesn't try to run this team like it's the 1980s all over again, I think they'll be fine.
I agree. I think they're going to have a really, really good season.
Nah, so do I. We'll just see. I don't know. I mean, it's getting better, but there's so much. I was looking so forward to the season, and they got rid of Isaac Gee, and I'm thinking, okay, they're going to get AJ Hinch or somebody, and then and that's all. That was the whole talk about around Chicago. Is this this is going to be it? And then boom, here comes Tony La Russa, and everybody's like, what? What's going on? Well, how that? And then it comes out, oh yeah, the drunk driving thing, and it was a mess there for a while. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, he won't mess things up because I think they have a decent chance of going far.
I think they'll be all right.
All right. Well, I think that kind of wrap. Anything else you want to say about this division? Why I have you on?
I think I'm good.
All right. So that was our breakdown of the American League Central. We'll be back soon with the American League West. So look out for the notices and check in, or you can always go back and catch them in our Twitch channel or Discord, or I think we're on YouTube and many other different channels. You can go back and if you have and rewatch it if you maybe missed out on something, or you're too busy watching a basketball game and missed our breakdown of one of your favorite teams. So on that note, we'll just call this a night, and thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Ray Cape.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
Yep.